This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Forty-year-old students arrested over killing. Preparations for 2025 national budget started. And expansion of PNGDF alluded by PM Marape. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Louis Maingu. Thank you for joining us. 40 male students of Yarawari Secondary School in Sogeri in the Central Province were apprehended and in police custody over the death of a 17-year-old grade 9 male student of the school. According to police reports, the 40 students, including the deceased, were performing a cult ritual on Thursday evening in their dormitory. The ritual was believed to be a way of transferring power from a senior student to a junior through a hard punch on the chest. However, the deceased, named William Garo, 17 years of age from Gaba Gaba village of Central Province, sustained an injury during the process. He was then reported sick by the suspected students to the school administration and he was taken to Port Moresby General Hospital where he died. The relatives were informed of his death and went to the hospital and took the deceased body to the school. Central Provincial Police Commander Joseph Saleh, in a statement, reported that 40 suspected students are in police custody and investigation has already started, and the police would do mass arrest and appropriate criminal charges would be laid against them accordingly. Police and law and order issues dominated discussions at the coalition leaders meeting held on Thursday night as government leaders began preparations for the 2025 national budget.
Starkey announced that the budget would prioritize the law and justice sector under the theme Secure PNG 2025 with additional funding for the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. This follows a report by Police Minister Peter Chamalili Jr. on the RPNGC's severe manpower and resource shortages, including inadequate housing and police infrastructure. Currently, the RPNGC has a shortfall of over 7,000 officers with just 6,227 of the 13,415 positions filled. Minister Chamalili stressed the urgency of increasing police numbers and announced plans to recruit 500 new officers by 2025 with further support from Australia under the PNG-Australia Bilateral Security Agreement. This includes sending experienced Commonwealth officers to fill senior positions starting in Enga Province. The government is also considering the formation of a special unit, Kumul 23, trained to handle national emergencies and expanding community policing efforts to build a larger reserve force. Additionally, the use of information and communication and artificial intelligence for law enforcement is being explored. Prime Minister James Marape and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso led the meeting, with further discussions on improving police capacity expected in coming cabinet meetings. James Guken, National EMTV News.
Law surrounding police brutality is currently being reviewed, with consultations happening nationwide. Recently, a team from the Constitutional and Law Reform Commission was in New Ireland Province for the review of laws relating to police brutality.
According to team leader Salome Balmer, over 37 million kina is budgeted annually for compensation by the state. Consultation held has sought views from the LLG managers, women, community leaders, peace officers, and the media.
Look the laws, how we can reducing the amount of compensation that the state is paying every year, and also look at ways and how we can reduce police brutality in the country.
Meanwhile, other teams are in West New Britain and Milimbe province to get a collective voice on the laws surrounding police brutality. A draft report will be compiled and presented on the floor of Parliament for the review at the Cabinet. Claire Mauta, National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Marape has announced the plans to expand the Papua New Guinea Defence Force to 10,000 personnel, including the creation of a 3rd battalion. The announcement was made during the promotion and confirmation ceremony of the Chief and Deputy Chief of Defence at Mari Barracks yesterday.
Prime Minister Marape emphasized that the expansion is a critical step toward modernizing the defense force and enhancing the country's security capabilities. He highlighted the strategic importance of creating a 3rd battalion, which he stated would help justify the appointment of Rear Admiral Philip Polewara.
One more battalion needs to come in to justify your Rear Admiral position as well as your Brigadier General position. That is a work we must do at the very earliest. Install a new battalion to our defence force. I want you two to also work to ensure our National Reserve Force is established, mobilizing youths who are out there, capable of later becoming defence force personnel to enlist to a National Reserve Force. That must come in at the very earliest so that they could be out there working.
In addition to the battalion expansion, Defense Minister Dr. Billy Joseph revealed that the government is working on establishing new defense academies aimed at attracting and training young Papua New Guineans interested in military service.
We're looking at establishing Papua New Guinea Defense Academy, something similar to the Papua New Guinea School of Excellence, where those who want to have a career in the military from grade 10, they apply directly to this institution, and we want to have established 4 different schools around the country in the 4 regions, and we'll train young people to be part of this, so that also that will help us with the PNG DF recruitment process.
The move to grow Papua New Guinea Defence Force is part of the government's broader efforts to bolster the nation's defence infrastructure and ensure the military is prepared to meet evolving security challenges in the Pacific region. James Guken, National EMTV News.
With Donald Trump re-elected as the 47th President of United States, Minister for Defense Dr. Billy Joseph has made reassurance over the Defense Cooperation Agreement between PNG and United States, stating that the agreement still stands. During the promotion of the Chief and Deputy Chief of PNG Defence Force yesterday, Minister for Defence Dr. Billy Joseph spoke on the defence agreements PNG have with its bilateral partners. A notable one is the Defence Cooperation Agreement PNG has signed between US in 2023 during the time of former US President Joe Biden. The minister said with Donald Trump re-elected, discussions have already been done to uphold these agreements.
We just came off a trip to the US to making sure that the DCA and the several agreements that we have already signed are implemented. And I can tell you that although there's a change in the presidency and the government in the US, they have a very stable democracy and policies, especially in the Indo-Pacific, has been started by the Trump-Pence government at the time. And we are very certain that their strategy in Indo-Pacific will never change. And therefore, the outcomes that we want in the DCA that we signed and also the several agreements will come to fruition. And
meanwhile, the Defence Minister said they have also discussed with the Australian officials to review the Defence Cooperation Programme with Australia.
Our friends in Australia have heard the need that we need to review it, and we are working on that. And we are looking at maybe we elevate the status between defence and defence, PNGDF and ADF status up to a more stronger wording, treaty status. And I believe that that is being sort of worked on through the bureaucratic process of Australia.
Minister Billy Joseph challenged the Department of Defence and the PNG Defence Force hierarchies to maintain relationships with bilateral partners.
We're also working with our other bilateral partners in disaster response and disaster relief, and as well as other programs as well. So that is therefore the need for PNGDF, the Department of Defence, led by the Secretary, and the PNGDF, led by the CDF. Both organizations need to step up so that we deliver the expectation for our country, not just for now, but for the future.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Start your day the smart way with the new Smart Start Breakfast Biscuit. Whether you are busy or on a budget, Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits gives you a healthy and affordable breakfast to set you up for school or play. Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits are fortified with essential vitamins for body or brain health. They contain vitamin A for healthy growth and development, vitamin B6 for healthy metabolism, immune system and brain development, and vitamin B12 for nerve and cell health. Proudly made by Paradise Foods.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, communities will get faster speeds and wider coverage, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. Plus, everyone will benefit from onshore storage that brings browsing home. It's all part of our ongoing billion kina nationwide investment. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
They wanted time by me plantation house.
Making Dinaman House belong family belong you come true. Winning House wants a roots rise. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide. Buy him one the 10 kg roots rice, find him ticket inside lo bag, enter him all details belong you na drop him inside long entry box long or participating store close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Morning Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Money Plus, we're ready to go.
Nipla Halivim Wari belong you.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hi, I'm John Dangi. Join me weekly at 7 p.m. every Tuesday nights on House and Home as we talk about pet care, health and fitness, home improvement ideas, future stories, pick a book, Atok Mom, and everything to do with home and lifestyle. That's House and Home, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights on your number one to watch, EMTV.
You're watching National EMTV News. Over 300 traditional landowners from Panguna today signed a land access and compensation agreement with Bougainville Copper Limited, marking a significant milestone in the project's exploration phase. This signing follows the ABG's decision to grant BCL with an exploration license in January of this year.
The secretary for the ABG Department of Mining and Petroleum said, this signing ceremony is a process per Bougainville mining law, which states that before entering the land, the subject of an exploration license to implement its work program, the license holder must first enter into a land access and compensation agreement with the landowners. Autonomous Bougainville Government Secretary also highlighted that after 35 years, Since closure of the former Panguna mine, there is now tangible redevelopment process being made through an all-inclusive consultative process under the leadership of Ismail Toroama as minister responsible. His Excellency President Ismail Toroama, who also serves as a Minister for Mining and Energy Resources, acknowledged that another step in the Panguna project's mining life cycle has now begun. He commended both the landowners and BCL for their efforts in reaching this stage.
I commend the Panguna landowners for reaching a consensus with BCL and BCL for complying with the law to carry out work within the ELO1 area. For the license duration of ELO1, I strongly recommend that BCL maintains at all times cooperative relations with landowners.
The LACA agreement outlines how both parties, the landowners and BCL as the license holder, will collaborate throughout the exploration process, including mechanisms for communication methods for the duration of the exploration period. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
The New Ireland Provincial Administration has recently launched its 100-day plan, and mining giant Newmont Corporation has expressed its confidence in the provincial government following the launching. The launch of the plan was done by New Ireland Provincial Administrator Richard Andia. Newmont Corporation owns Newcrest Mining's operation in Papua New Guinea, which includes Lear Gold Mine in the New Ireland province. Newmont Country Manager Stanley Common said the 100-day plan indicates a sense of direction, and he commended the provincial administration. Common said big players in the mining industry will only work together with provincial partners who have a set pathway. Common urged the public servants to work together in implementing the plan. This newsroom will provide updates on the progress of the plan going forward. Papua New Guinea Civil Aviation Safety Authority has presented a private pilot license to one of the students of Architect Aviation College. This is Architect's first student to receive a private pilot license.
In a small but significant ceremony, Sean Alassa was presented with his private pilot license. Other Architect students who had also flown their solo flights were also recognized.
He's the only student as of the moment who achieved and acquired this license given by CASA PNG. After a couple of hours, I think it's 55 hours, that's the minimum hours required by CASA PNG. Sean Halasa is almost halfway through his CPL, which is 200 hours, when he acquired his private pilot license. We have 7 students who've flown their first solo flight already, 1 student who got his private pilot license, and about in total 9 students working on for their commercial pilot license.
Manager Personal Licensing CASA PNG said acquiring a pilot license takes 18 months or 2 years. However, in some cases, due to new technical concepts, students take more than 2 years.
All right, so I finished grade 12 2015, and I went to UPNG, but it wasn't my dream to do Science Foundation in UPNG. I've always wanted to fly, but there was no flight school available. So I stayed home, did whatever I could, sewed mirror blouses, sold stuff, did everything, stayed home. And then eventually I heard about the school and decided to apply, and I got accepted. And yeah, I've been flying for the past year now, and it's been really rewarding. Yes, I did get sponsorship from the Bougainville government and also from DHEST. So yeah, if you're a student and you come here, you can look for sponsors outside. The school is very willing to accommodate you with the sponsors or with the school fees as well. So yeah.
Sean Alassa said his education journey with Architect Aviation College has been rewarding.
Today, the students here received their private pilot license. That's the first license they get from CASA PNG. And then straight after that private pilot license, they work towards getting their commercial pilot license. After they get their commercial pilot license, they work towards, after so many years, they work towards, and flying hours work towards getting there. They call the ATPL, Air Transport Pilot License. That's a bigger one for flying big aircraft like 737, 767. And today is just the first step of getting to that stage, working towards flying the bigger planes.
Mr. Alastair said Architect Aviation College has helped him pursue his passion and cut down on a lot of cost. Malinta Yopolo, National EMTV News.
Scout Association of PNG, the largest voluntary youth movement in PNG, held its third annual general meeting today at the APEC House in Port Moresby. The meeting aims at discussing the challenges faced and progress of training and helping youths to become better citizens.
Governor General Grand Chief Sebob Dadai officially opened the National Scout Association of PNG annual general meeting today, commended the executive management and committee for initiating this year's meeting. He challenged them to raise the standard of this organization to where it was before.
It starts here with you all present here today. Discipline, combined with proper organization and management of Scouts in Papua New Guinea, can propel this organization towards growth and positive gains. I know that there has been a decline in membership growth and retention of adult leaders to sustain the movement's programs. I believe this AGM provides us the opportunity to reflect, assess our progress, and develop new strategies, and take proactive approaches to approaching issues affecting our youth in the country.
He further said members of the Scout movement in PNG play a crucial role in developing better citizens of our country.
With the many challenges facing the world and our communities, the role we play in training, educating and providing guidance to our young ones shines as a beacon of hope for humanity to realize a better future. The Scouts movement impacts lifetime training and values that promote personal growth and character developments of youth rights throughout to adulthood.
Chairman of National Executive Council of the organization, Mr. Kidi Keko, thanked the committee members for their continuous effort in promoting scouting in the country.
But briefly, I want to commend and thank you all for what you are doing out in our provinces around the country in promoting scouting, especially with the education, and of course with the communities that you represent and you work with. Scouting, as you know, is important in grooming and changing lives of young men and women, the young people.
The National Scout of PNG is a member of the World Scout movement that aims to train and develop youths to become better citizens in the society. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
The Directorate for Social Change and Mental Health Services has launched the book titled Traditional Uses of Plants for Health and Healing in Bougainville Part 2 recently. This publication marks an important step to improve mental health services in PNG and the Pacific, while also celebrating the rich tradition of medicinal plant use.
This book offers a wealth of knowledge about medicinal plants, especially in the autonomous region of Bougainville, raising awareness and supporting the implementation of the national policy on traditional medicine. Its impact will be felt in the betterment of health outcomes for the people of PNG. In the years to come, it will serve as a resource for scientific research and education. Book 2 now contains several extra chapters that both policymakers and practitioners will find these chapters useful. The 2 volumes offer proof of the hard work that has been done throughout Bougainville's many villages, communities and districts over the past nearly 15 years, particularly from 2012 to 2014. The primary contributors whose work appears in these 2 books are finally a Bachelor of Pharmacy students at the UPNG School of Medicine and Health Sciences, traditional medicine practitioners in the autonomous region of Bougainville, and also few independent researchers. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
1, 2, 3, 4!
A winning combination is all about style and confidence.
Relaxo, good luck quality, non-lick price.
Ayubong im kain heavy long walkabout blong you long display ground. Tasol also mon pla public servant, healthcare, life insurance na family security blong you emi big plus something through. National Public Service New Care Association or PSNA. Emi partner blong you long healthcare, life insurance na too long strong in financial security blong you. One time PSNA, you na family blong you by kisim good plan na quality service. Abay you na too long buy him all bill blong you one time smart card ID blong MIPLA. Join in Public Service New Care Association now. Long wana MIPLA, he can look out him destiny blong you. PSNA, I mean partner blong you. Long look out him health blong you now. Long come up him good plus sit down blong you. Long behind time.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
TISA was established in 1972. It was established by the Papua New Guinea Teachers Association.
Join us Monday night at 7 as we feature discussions with TISA Group about the establishment of the new TISA Bank.
This organization is an indigenous Papua New Guinea organization owned by the Papua New Guinea. That's why the Bilum is
the way we establish ourselves, because this is a mutually owned company.
That's on Monday night.
You're watching National EMTV News. Now moving to overseas news. Donald Trump has already begun making key appointments for his new administration after a huge victory in the U.S. election. His political comeback is said to reshape America's future.
Celebrations in the streets for an historic victory. Donald Trump's supporters flocked to his Mar-a-Lago home in Florida.
First thing I did is cry. Tears of happiness. We won!
Trump won! We couldn't keep our excitement to ourselves. So I said, let's go to Mar-a-Lago. And he said, okay.
What had been tipped to be a very close race was instead a decisive win. Donald Trump's son Eric sharing a behind-the-scenes snapshot of the moment before the 45th president addressed the nation about becoming the 47th.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
Donald Trump repeatedly insulted Kamala Harris on the campaign trail. But when the vice president called to congratulate him, a spokesman said he acknowledged her strength, professionalism and tenacity. The man who replaced him 4 years ago also reached out to commit to a smooth and peaceful transition of power. The president-elect made the economy and immigration central to his campaign, promising major new tariffs on imports and the largest mass deportation of undocumented immigrants in US history.
When Donald Trump was first elected in 2016, he was a political outsider. This time, he has experience and a much better understanding of how to achieve his goals, as well as what he describes as a powerful mandate.
Implementing his agenda has been made easier after Republicans took control of the Senate. The House of Representatives is still too close to call.
What I'm most impressed by is not just the size of the victory, I know the number's still growing, but the way Donald Trump won this election. He won it by fundamentally remaking the Republican Party.
The first ever convicted felon to be elected president is supposed to be sentenced on the New York hush money charges later this month. But it's unclear whether that will go ahead. And the federal cases against him are reportedly being wound down. Another win in the eyes of his many backers.
The United Nations has found women and children make up the majority of verified deaths in Gaza. The UN Human Rights Office says the statistics suggest Israel has committed a systematic violation of international law.
The UN Human Rights Office says it's verified more than 8,000 deaths inside Gaza. That's far fewer than the 43,000 reported by the Palestinian Ministry of Health. But of those, the UN says the majority, nearly 70%, were women and children. And that accords with the assertion by Palestinian authorities that most of the people killed in Israel's bombardment and ground invasion are civilians. The UN says this finding suggests Israel is committing systematic violations of international law, notably the principles of distinction and proportionality. That means how Israel identifies targets and how many civilian casualties it considers are acceptable. Israel's mission to the United Nations says the report ignores the realities on the ground in Gaza, particularly the role of Hamas, the Palestinian militant group which governed the territory, and its responsibility for civilian harm. Hamas is embedded amongst the civilian population, Israel argues, and it's impossible to attack Hamas targets without endangering civilians. This all comes as an international group of experts, the Famine Review Committee, warns that famine is imminent, or that there is a strong likelihood that famine is imminent in parts of northern Gaza. International agencies and the United States have been warning for some time now that Israel's offensive in northern Gaza, in which it's closed off large parts of the north, intensified its operations and bombardments, and told many, many residents to leave, were endangering the lives of the civilians in that area. The United States has written to Israel saying not enough food is getting into the north, and in response to some of that criticism, Israel has promised to open another crossing for aid into Gaza. It says planning is underway and preliminary engineering work needs to take place before that crossing can be opened, but the crossing is at Kisufim, which goes into southern Gaza. And what we've heard of Israel's plans and its continuing operations in the north are that those civilians who've been displaced as yet aren't being allowed to go back. And we don't know if this situation is going to get even worse. The Famine Review Committee warns that if immediate action is not taken, then famine will be in place in parts of the north.
France's foreign minister has urged Israel to use the election of Donald Trump in the US as an opportunity to end its wars in Gaza and Lebanon.
Israel's unrelenting strikes against claimed Hezbollah targets in Lebanon has continued, the IDF issuing evacuation orders for Beirut's southern suburbs before its bombing began in the middle of the night. Locals waking to see the destruction, with strikes continuing through the day. Further south in the city of Sidon, a bus carrying UN peacekeepers was among those hit by an Israeli drone. Dozens of Hezbollah rockets also continuing to be fired into Israel. Strikes too on Israel's other front in Gaza. Several Palestinians killed as the IDF targeted what it says were Hamas militants in Nuseirat, as well as at a school at a refugee camp in Gaza City. France's foreign minister has been visiting Jerusalem, noting that the winds of change could be coming with the election of Donald Trump as the next president of the United States. He's hopeful the course of the conflicts could change even before he takes office next January.
Le cessez-le-feu et l'entrée massive d'aide humanitaire à Gaza.
He's never made a secret of his desire to put an end to the endless wars in the Middle East. The conditions, therefore, seem to me to be ripe for progress in the coming weeks.
But others will need to be won over as well, including Iran, which is backing the Lebanese group Hezbollah. The country's supreme leader praising the group's efforts in its continuing battles with Israel.
The enemy hasn't been able to overcome this organisation, and it won't be, God willing. And the world and the region will see the day when the Zionist regime is clearly defeated by these fighters.
Meanwhile, Israel's parliament is continuing down a path of backing hardline proposals and plans within its own borders, backing legislation which would allow the family members of Palestinians found to have attacked Israelis to be deported to places like Gaza. The legislation would be applied to the family members of Palestinians who are Palestinian citizens or also residents of the annexed East Jerusalem, those who had prior knowledge of these attacks happening or who expressed support for them afterwards. Although we are already hearing from legal experts that these laws could be unconstitutional and quickly thrown out by the courts.
Authorities in the Netherlands have given police extra powers and implemented a ban on protests and face coverings after clashes between Israeli football fans and pro-Palestinian protesters on the streets of Amsterdam.
62 people were arrested and 5 were treated in hospital during a night of violence the Mayor of Amsterdam has described as an extraordinarily dark moment in the city's history. Europe correspondent Zoe Ford is at Amsterdam's Schiphol airport, where hundreds of Israeli soccer fans are trying to get early flights home to Tel Aviv.
Hundreds of Israeli soccer fans have been coming here to Amsterdam's Schiphol airport to try to get an early flight back to Tel Aviv because they say they just don't feel safe in Amsterdam anymore, that they'd intended to stay here for the weekend after the Europa League game on Thursday night. But following the violence that erupted on the streets, they just want to leave. They say they were leaving the game on Thursday night when they were attacked by groups of men, some on scooters, some with knives, some who were throwing punches and others who drove at people with their cars. They say they were so scared they ran for the hotels, locked the doors and stayed in their rooms and then came to the airport to try to get out of here. Here's a little of what some of the people told me about the violence that erupted and their hopes to get home safely.
It's not supposed to be like that. We went to a game to support our team that we loved, and when we go to the hotel, we got ambushed, and some of them went with knives to kill us, to stab us.
On the way to here, we're scared that somebody will come, and we look everywhere and very, very scared, so we just want to feel safe.
They tried to stab us and we fought back, and when we managed to escape, one of them got back to the car and hit us with the car, me and my friend.
I know how to run fast, so I went to my hotel. The guy opened the lobby, we get inside and then he locked the lobby, and we've been locked in the lobby for all the night.
Tensions were high on the streets of Amsterdam the day before the football. Video has emerged of a Palestinian flag being pulled off a building, while police say that the Israeli supporters set fire to a Palestinian flag and attacked a taxi. The day of the match, the Israeli fans were chanting on the streets, "Let the IDF win," and swear words at Arabs to stay away from the game. But the Amsterdam authorities have said none of this is an excuse for the violence that erupted. The mayor says this is the darkest moment for our city and I am deeply ashamed. Police say, despite the fact that they deployed 200 officers, that this violence was unacceptable and there cannot be any excuse for anti-Semitic behaviour. The Dutch Prime Minister has also been speaking. This is what he's had to say.
What happened last night in Amsterdam, the images and the messages we've received are downright scandalous and reprehensible. I think that everything should be done to track down and prosecute the perpetrators. This is simply anti-Semitic violence against Israelis. This is happening in 2024. This is beyond all limits and out of proportion.
Benjamin Netanyahu has described all of this as a horrifying incident and demanded that the Dutch authorities take swift action against the rioters. The Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs has condemned the anti-Arab chanting and the attack on the Palestinian flag and called on the Dutch government to protect Palestinians and the Arabs who live here in the Netherlands. Police have been given extra powers to stop and search anybody they believe may be suspicious. And there's also a ban for the next 3 days on any protests or face coverings.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
The hunt is on with Gold Nuggets Gold Rush.
Open any Gold Nuggets flavor and look inside for a golden ticket. There is 100 kina, 200 kina, 500 kina, and 1,000 kina to be won instantly. And a total of 95,000 kina cash to be won nationwide. If you find a golden ticket, congratulations, you're a winner. Promotion ends on the 30th of November 2024. Contact Paradise Foods Limited on Facebook or call us on 732-11217.
Terms and conditions apply.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
They one time by me plantation house.
Making Diniman House belong family belong you come true.
Winham House wants a roots rise. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide.
Buy 1 plus 10 kg roots rice, put him ticket inside lo bag, enter him all details belong you, na drop him inside long entry box long or participating store close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Hey there, would you like to be the next producer presenter for Kai Time or Kids Corner?
We're looking for 2 amazing hosts, one for our Kids Corner show and one for our cooking show, Kai Time.
If you love entertaining children and activities with children, then Kids Corner may just be for you.
And if cooking is your passion, why not join us on Kai Time and whip up some affordable and tasty PNG-style treats with us?
To apply, watch either one of our shows that you are interested in producing.
Like Kids Corner.
Your Corner. Bye.
Or Kai Time.
Then send us a 3-minute video of yourself hosting a segment of Kids Corner or Kai Time, along with your CV and cover letter to the address showing on your screen.
So if you're ready to take the spotlight
and make some magic happen, apply now.
Only on your number 1 to watch, MTV.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. PNG Mosquitoes debutant David Patrick speaks of him representing Papua New Guinea's national senior open men's team at the inaugural Pacific Cup.
Speaking to Trukai Sports, Patrick expressed how he felt to be part of the PNG Mosquitoes team.
Senior team do Mosquitoes, so yeah,
He added that, being one of the debutants on the team, he said he's expecting an easy match.
Club play lembla sa plantol, kain man no si bambla goran so yeah. I'm no ademisi so bambla ken miken. Helping more big club boys to win some game number.
Patrick has trust in himself and the team that they'll give their best at the Pacific Cup. He then expressed gratitude to those who supported him and making it possible for him to compete in the Pacific Cup.
Club support team number come stalo team number to thank you family number support come support team dalo bambla goran play lo next week lo tamdolo Sunshine Coast.
Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
PNG Rugby Football Union Club, Krema Ausenko Brothers, celebrated its 50th anniversary at the Hilton Hotel last night.
Speaking at the event, attended by former and current members of the club, was the club's major sponsor since 2011, Managing Director of Krema Ausenko Limited, Adam Kramer.
Brothers Rugby has been the symbol for pride for the Port Moresby rugby community for many, many years. When our fans come together to support the team, we're not just watching a game, they're celebrating a shared identity. The sense of belonging fosters unity and community spirit. Young fans see the players as heroes, inspired by the loyalty to the club and the dedication to the game.
He said these experiences reinforce community bonds and inspire spectators to embrace the values of loyalty, discipline, perseverance both on and off the field. Kramer added that education is one tool.
The fourth point is a stepping stone for education and careers. Talking to Johnny, I was thrilled to hear that amongst the players, the senior players, the employment rate throughout the sponsors and the legacy of the team members amongst the old players as well, the employment rate's increased from 40% to 90%, which is an amazing statistic.
The club's youth have sought more technical pursuits and tertiary education. They're making strides at the careers and contributing to the development of the community.
The club has truly reminded us what it means to invest in people, to believe in their potential, and to build something greater than ourselves. In many ways, the partnership has shaped KA as much as we have supported the club. Together, we look forward to another half-century of shared success, empowering players, uplifting families, uniting communities, and just as importantly, enriching our own journey as an organisation dedicated to Papua New Guinea.
Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Taina Ladera Netball Association, based in Vabukori village, Mosby South Electorate in the nation's capital, held its awards ceremony today.
Speaking to Trukai Sports, the president, Roslyn Masso, gave a rundown of the awards ceremony held.
Today, as you can see behind me, this is the award ceremony for our netball competition, which officially was launched on the 27th of April this year. So this is the award ceremony for the grand final games.
Masso said the awards were awarded to the 6 divisions of the 4 clubs in the association.
Earlier on, we presented awards for the most youngest players, as well as our oldest players, and then we also had the most improved award players. These were awarded to players who are new in the competition, because the competition started in 2020. So this is the 3rd ceremony that is currently taking place. And then we also have awards for 1st placing teams, 2nd placing teams, third and then fourth placing teams as well.
This year, Maso will be stepping down as the president, and this was what she had to say.
Well, it has been an amazing 3 years leading these women, 250 to be specific, registered players. It was hard. I had my challenges there like any other president for any sporting organizations, but the excitement, the thrill, and the love of netball made it easy for me.
Maso's advice to the next upcoming president.
Well, it's not gonna be easy managing 250 different expectations, different characters, personalities, but my advice is that if you have that love and passion for netball, you can overcome anything.
She then expressed gratitude to the association's sponsors for making this year a success.
I'd like to actually say, acknowledge our member from Mosby South who has been supportive in our community netball association, and also other corporate businesses. I've already mentioned them, but I'd like to repeat again. We had Digicel, Crown Hotel, Water PNG, NCSL, and Steel Industries.
Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Get ready for the biggest Gala Leak and Win promotion ever! Gala is sharing the love with even more prizes and more winners nationwide, all worth a whopping 300,000 kina! Prizes up for grabs include iPhone 15s, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultras, electric scooters, DJI drones, and the list goes on! Buy your favorite Gala Stick ice cream, check the stick for a winning prize, and if you're lucky, call 73211-217 to claim your prize! Hurry! Promotion ends Saturday, December 14, 2024. Terms and conditions apply.
1, 2, 3, 4!
A winning combination is all about style and confidence.
Relaxo. Good blood quality, non-liquid price.
At Telecom, we're boosting our network. Households will enjoy better connections, and business will profit from new towers and a more secure network. It feels good to be building a faster, stronger network for PNG.
Payo bong kain heavy long walkabout blong you long display ground. Tasol also mon pla public servant, healthcare, life insurance na family security blong you emi big plasanting throw. National Public Service New Care Association or PSNA. Emi partner blong you long healthcare, life insurance na too long strong in financial security blong you. One time PSNA, you na family blong you by kisim good plan na quality service. Abay yun up to long buy him or bill blong you one time smart card ID blong MIPLA. Join in Public Service New Care Association now. Long wana MIPLA, it can look out in destiny blong you. PSNA, ami partner blong you, long look out in health blong you now. Long come up in good plus sit down blong you, long behind time.
Hi, I'm Jordan Dange. Join me weekly at 7 p.m. every Tuesday nights on House and Home as we talk about pet care, health and fitness, home improvement ideas, feature stories, pick a book, Hatok Mom, and everything to do with home and lifestyle. That's House and Home, 7 p.m. Tuesday nights, only number one to watch, EMTV.
They one time by me plantation house.
Making Dinaman House belong family belong you come true.
Winning House wants a roots rise. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide.
Buy one the 10 kg roots rice, pad him ticket inside lo bag, enter him all details long you na drop him inside long entry box long or participating store close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Now moving to overseas sports. The Wallabies have held their final training session in London before taking on England tomorrow at Twickenham.
Australia heads into the match having lost 5 of its past 6 matches. Rugby League convert Joseph Akuso Suali'i will make his Wallabies debut in the match. Wallabies captain Harry Wilson says the 21-year-old has quickly built up the game awareness that he needs.
Yeah, super excited for Joey to get his opportunity. Obviously, he hasn't played a professional rugby game of rugby union, but he's played his whole time in schoolboys, played his rugby union, has always loved his rugby union and had a very good career in rugby league in such a short time at only 21 years old. So he's picked up the game very quickly. The way he's trained has been awesome, and just the way he's gelled into the group, it's like he's been here for a while. So I know he hasn't played much rugby union the past few years, but he's definitely got a lot of knowledge in the game.
North Melbourne is through to a home AFLW preliminary final after securing a 7-point win over Adelaide.
Bella Eddy kicked 2 crucial goals in 5 minutes in the third quarter, tipping the game in North Melbourne's favour. Jasmine Garner was influential for the Roos, finishing with 9 disposals and 10 clearances, while Chelsea Randa was brilliant for the Crows, finishing with 22 disposals and 2 goals. Adelaide will get another chance to continue their season when they take on the winner of Fremantle and Essendon later today.
The Western Sydney Wanderers threw a 4-1 win over the Newcastle Jets in the A-League men's competition.
The 22-year-old scored the opener in just the 22nd minute with a free kick. His second came just over 10 minutes later before he completed the hat-trick with a penalty in the second half. That result ends a 6-game losing streak at home for the Wanderers. Meanwhile, in the A-League women's competition, Western United and Central Coast played out a 0-0 draw in Melbourne.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
They wanted time by me plantation house.
Making Dinaman House belong family belong you come true.
Winning House wants a roots rise. 4 houses, 4 winners nationwide. Buy one the 10 kg roots rice, pad him ticket inside lo bag, enter him all details long you na drop him inside long entry box long or participating stua close to long you. So buy now. Terms and conditions apply.
1, 2, 3, 4!
A winning combination is all about style and confidence.
Relaxo. Good block quality, non-lick price.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
The IPI Group is PNG's most innovative, dynamic and diverse logistics company, totally focused on delivering outstanding service. Our diversified divisions span from major warehousing, bulk fuel and road transport to large-scale commercial catering. The IPI Group of companies will be your partner, supplying tailor-made logistics solutions.
TISA was established in 1972. It was established by the Papua New Guinea Teachers Association.
Join us Monday night at 7 as we feature discussions with TISA Group about the establishment of the new TISA Bank.
This organization is an indigenous Papua New Guinea organization owned by the Papua New Guinea. That's why the balloon is big.
The way we establish ourselves, because this is a mutually owned company.
That's on Monday night.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You need holy man to walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather report for the next 24 hours. In southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy, moderate. And Popondetta, some rain showers. In the Mumase region, Lae City, mostly sunny, then some afternoon rain showers and possible thunderstorm. In Vanimo, partly cloudy with some rain showers. In the New Guinea Island region, Lorengau, some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. And Buka, rain showers and possible thunderstorm. And in the islands region, Mount Again City, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, periodic rain showers and thunderstorms to cloudy periods tonight.
The weather update was proudly brought to you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Saturday, the 9th of November, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
One time, long time before. Yeah. Now by you me up, winning can. Helping you pela come up strong. Na to you pela can save. Me pela number one.